glassing for about an hour and a half. Ended up spotting 3 bucks total. Found the big 3-point that I've scouted a lot in here. He kind of disappeared the last month. And we ended up spotting him with a little 4-point. And there's a nice little 3 on the ridge. So a few bucks, not the buck we're wanting. So we got the old bow, just spotting scope and tripod. Nice. And then we're just gonna creep right over this edge because this is where the buck could be. So it might be a close shot, but you just always gotta be prepared. So I'm taking the bow just in case, but let's creep over here and see if there's a buck waiting for us. We're headed out of here. Didn't see the big boy, so we're kind of moving basins, gonna cover some more country before it gets too late in the day. So that's the plan. Saw a lot of good bucks, or at least that one really cool 3 that I've scouted a whole bunch. So that was good seeing him. I haven't seen him since middle of July, I think, probably 2-3 weeks ago. So it's good knowing he's in here. And yeah, we're just gonna have to be patient. Gotta be patient to kill this deer, I can only imagine. So that's what we're doing. Now we're gonna glass this other basin and see if we can't see a few other bucks that I've seen before. We have like somewhat of a good update. Not really. We've been at camp all day. Been kind of chilling, taking her easy. We went back to the glassing knob for this evening glass and met a new friend. He ended up saying his little brother shot one of the bucks we ended up seeing this morning. So if you remember, we saw that cool 3-point with a cool little framey 4-point with him. Definitely gave him the hard pass. It was an easy pass. They aren't that big a deer, but anyways, his brother put a good stock on him, shot it, and it seemed like not the best fatal shot. So that's kind of bad news because this whole basin is blown out, but also it gives us a new place we're gonna go tomorrow, kind of where I've scouted a little bit. But there's a really big deer. There's a pretty buck that I've seen all summer. That's kind of the game plan. That's the update. Still on that grind, loving it. Just gotta deal with the punches you're given, or whatever that saying is. So obviously didn't go as planned. Was hoping for that big deer to just show up in that basin, but other plans happened. So now we're just gonna go make the best of it while Cooper's here. It's evening of day 2. Pretty much sat at camp all day. Took a really fat nap. And then hiked back in here to the glassing point where I was this morning with Cooper. Cooper ended up going home today, so I appreciate his help anyways. So if you're watching this, which I'm sure you are, appreciate you. Means a lot having a good homie. It's definitely fun. It's nice having a homie that will just help you with whatever he needs, and you better do the same for him. So been fun. Now I'm out here solo until Friday, hunting this one big buck. I want him. He's all I can think about. I've actually picked out 2 bucks that are bedded. Not sure what one of them exactly is, but the other buck is a buck that, as you see, I saw one of my first trips here in July during scouting in summer. So it's cool to see what he kind of finished out as. He's a beautiful buck, but just not the buck I want. I'm assuming he's probably going to go through this saddle, kind of what he's done before. I could have a good play on him if I wanted to, but he's just not the one, like I said. So gonna keep glassing. Good start to the evening though. 2 bucks. Super hard to glass them when they're bedded in this sagebrush, but just gotta keep being persistent and patient. Morning everybody, it's day number 3 out here, slowly making it to the glassing knob, and it's actually day number 6 or 7 out here for me. Doesn't feel like it because I'm having so much fun. I'm really excited to hopefully turn this buck up this morning, so figured I'd talk before I get over to the glassing knob, so wish me luck. Today, it's been like 4 days since I've last seen him, so I'm having a good feeling. Last night I ended up seeing a cool 3x4 and then quite a few other good bucks. So it was definitely fun. Not the one though, so let's go find him today. Went to my original glassing point, and 5 trucks roll up to a spot that you can glass somewhat of the basin where the big buck is in, and I ended up finding that cool massive 3-point, a few other does, a few other little bucks, and then they made some dude made a play on that 3-point. So then I came to this other backside basin about 2.5 miles away from that one, and I glassed up this sweet 3x4 that I've been seeing all year, and it's kind of making me wonder if I should go put a stock on it because of how many people are here. And then this weekend, which is 3 days away, is my Utah opener, so I want to spend a lot of time on that unit because I have a lot of giants found on there too. So I'm thinking about putting a play on this buck. I mean, he's a beautiful buck. He definitely isn't that big wide one that I've always dreamed of, but it's starting to really set in how many people are actually hunting him and know about him. So
this is my life. It's not what it was before. All these feelings I've shared, and these are my dreams that I've never lived before. Somebody shake me, 'cause I must be sleeping. Now that we're here, so far away, all the struggle we fought was in vain, and all the mistakes one life could take, they all finally start to go away. And now that we're here, so far away, and I feel like I can face the day.
well, I'm headed back up. So much elevation, I'm freaking dying. That buck was about 175 yards, 175, and he just wasn't quite as big as I was thinking. So I hit this backside, and now I'm gonna head up to the top and head back to camp, but I have 0 water and I am dying. I can barely talk. Not good. I thought I had 3 extra water bottles in here and I only had 1. So be sure to check before you go on big gnarly stalks. I'm an idiot, but we'll slowly make it. Just trying to make it up slowly so I don't sweat too much. And then camp is just on the other side of that, about half a mile to a mile, so freaking grind though. It's cool though, fun getting in pretty close.
These are my words I've never said before. I think I'm doing okay. This is the smile I've never shown before. Somebody shake me, 'cause I must be sleeping. Now that we're here, so far away, all the struggle we fought was in vain, and all the mistakes one life contained, they all finally start to go away. And now that we're here, so far away, and I feel like I can face the day, I can forgive, and I'm not ashamed to be the person that I am today. I'm so afraid
I ended up driving about three hours south to try this new spot. I was actually planning on coming in the backside of where I thought all these bucks could be, and it ended up the road was closed due to a little bit of private, and in this state, if it's posted, you can't go on it. So there's a gate and obviously closed, posted. So I came over to a spot that I've never been to ever, but I have e-scouted it a lot, so I'm kind of hopeful. Just got to the top to go. It's like 97 degrees right now. Freaking cooking. I'm in a lot more deserty looking stuff too. But I wanted to tell you guys a little bit of a tip. So as you've seen, I've been scouting that big buck all summer, and that was kind of dumb of me, because obviously he's big, he's the one I wanted, and I patterned him extremely good, down to a T. I knew exactly what he was going to do. But I should have scouted a lot more other spots and have backup bucks, because now I'm kind of searching for the next buck that I can try to kill, just because all the people spooked him out of that basin and have no idea where he went. I've been looking hard for the past 6 days with no luck. That's why I'm trying out some more country. Already seen quite a few deer, one little buck, a little 2-point, and then a few does, but it started storming on me pretty gnarly back there, so I found this big old rock face, and I'm just kind of sitting under it right now. I can see a little bit, but not all the country that I was wanting to, so I'll probably give it an hour or so, make sure all the storms pass, and then head back to the ridgeline. But it was like 40-mile-per-hour winds up there. It was horrible, so let's just keep glassing this really cool spot. I love this basin. There's probably 3 big basins that you can glass pretty dang good from this one ridgeline. What a great start to the morning. I finally found him. It's been 7-8 days before I've last seen him. And I found him. Now I just pray nobody drives up here and sees him, and we might have a shot today. I ended up having to do a loop real quick in this basin because he's gonna kind of disappear down in this bottom. I'm hoping he kind of pops back up towards me and goes in beds where he normally does. I've seen him all year do it, or all summer. If he does that, I know exactly what he's going to do tonight, and I'll set up as an ambush type thing and just wait for him to come to me, but he might bed in a really good spot. I moved kind of where me and Cooper were opening morning to try to relocate the buck, and I have him relocated, but he's in a spot that is going to see sun probably in an hour or so, so I'm going to stay right here, see kind of where he beds for the second time. But I also might drop a lot of elevation and crest over this one hill so I can just be at least a little bit closer to where he is. That was an 8 or 9 hour stalk, and it came down to the last 30 minutes of light, and it was a little bit of a poke, but it's my last day tomorrow, and I know how many people know of this buck, so I just wanted to take my shot even though I couldn't get any closer, and I missed. That sucks. That's a lot of time. This is what 9 days of grinding looks like with no shower. Pretty much in a sauna. Today was almost 10 hours of stalking that buck, and I ended up missing him. Just shot right under him, and I shot low. So I don't know if I misjudged or misranged it or something, but either way I missed. And now I gotta do the sad walk out of this basin. Blew that big buck out, and he probably won't be back until I'm back. But I'm not giving up. I'm showing you everything how it is, because I know eventually I'll be successful. You just got to keep working at it and get closer than what I did. But man, I was within 120 yards for 7 hours on that big a buck. Pretty crazy. Pretty lucky that the wind didn't switch around and everything. So we'll catch you guys in 2 weeks or so when I'm back out. I'm definitely coming out. Got to finish this tag with a success. Put too much work in the summer to not give it my all. So that's what we're doing right now. Let's head back and then head home. Haven't talked to you guys in about 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, and we have quite the update. Made it back obviously on this hunt. Out here solo again, trying to fill it. And my number one buck that I've missed and I scouted for 20 plus days ended up getting killed about 2 weeks ago. So kind of sucks. I've been in a different state hunting a really big buck, and I hope one day I can share it with you when I kill it, because it's unreal. But we made it out here. I still have a few other good bucks that I'd love to try to get the opportunity at. I think I have 6.5 days, and I'm just praying I can find a good buck by then. Definitely kind of crunching it on the time, because I was hunting the one other buck for so long and in my state. So we finally made it out here though. It's around 3 p.m. on a Wednesday, and it ends next Tuesday.
Please come now, I think I'm falling, holding on to what I think is safe. It seems I found the road to nowhere, and I'm trying to escape. I yelled back when I heard thunder, but I'm down to one last breath. And will it let me say, hold me now. I'm 6 feet from the edge, and I'm thinking maybe 6 feet is so far down. I'm looking down, now that it's over, reflecting on all of my mistakes. I thought I found the road to somewhere in His grace. I cried out, heaven save me, but I'm down to one last breath. And will it let me say, hold me now. I'm 6 feet from the edge, and I'm thinking maybe 6 feet ain't so far down. Hold me now. I'm 6 feet from the edge, and I'm thinking.
I started way up there. I ended up glassing a whole bunch of bucks this morning, And then I changed a little bit of locations and I glassed up 2 stud bucks, that wide buck from last night that a kid ended up blowing out. He ended up putting a stalk on it, spooked it, and then another 4-point that I've actually seen. He was the first good 4-point that I've seen in this country during the summer, so it's cool. Both hard horned, really cool. I gotta go up this little tiny bottom and then get up to this top of these cliffs, and they're bedded. I don't know if it's 30 yards from where I'm gonna go, or it could be 100 yards. It's very hard to tell from a long ways, so I've been busting my ass, pretty much running. Got here in 20 minutes, and now I gotta climb this super big face, and like I said, do that plan, and hopefully once I get to the top where I can kind of see down where they're bedded, I can either see them or know if I need to loop back around and come back a little bit higher. So ended up creeping over the top, as you saw, and it was so perfect. I was 50 to 60 yards away from them. A horrible rainstorm, hailstorm, absolutely drenched me. Meaning also the wind switched and blew the bucks out of here, and they ended up holding up right below me here under some cliffs, and they kind of were feeding up towards this cliff. Ran probably half a mile or more, got all the way above them, started sneaking down to that cliff, and what do you know, they were there at, I think 60 yards was what I first ranged him, and then of course he starts feeding kind of straight away from me, and then the other 2 bucks are kind of there. One was raking his horns, and everything was going so perfect. I put an arrow, knock everything, get ready, keep ranging him. He goes out to 70 yards, and he's kind of quartering super hard away from me, but he was still quartering just enough that I thought I could maybe sink it right to the left of his butt cheek, but that does not give me much room for error. But right when I shoot, I barely missed, and to me it looks like he moved just a hair, which 5 inches is all he needed to move for my arrow to sink right where he was supposed to be. And then I watched him go up and over here. You guys are really fogging up. I'm gonna have to fix this camera, but now we're headed out of here. Absolutely drenched and still high hopes. Still have 4.5 days, so I think I should be able to make it happen. Sure, I could be pretty discouraged putting over, I think I'm almost 30 days into this hunt. Oh my gosh, brutal hike too. This has definitely been the most days I've been on one hunt before, so I'm hoping I can seal the deal in the next 4 days and get a buck, even if it's just a good buck. I'm wanting at least something for all my hard work. But I missed and put a stalk way over there, so we've been grinding. But got to keep your head up always. Hunts like this will just beat you. I mean, mentally, physically, but I'm honestly just so thankful to be out here to even be able to spend over 30 days in the field this year just during the hunts. Practically hunted every single day this last month. So I just love it, man. I'm so obsessed with this living and this dream. That's why I'm going so hard at it every single freaking day, because once you have a dream and you reach it, it's very easy to get taken away if you get lazy. Hopefully you guys can hear me. The wind is pretty bad, but it's evening of day 3. Pretty much spent all day playing cat and mouse with a buck, and then something ended up scaring him. So we made the hike over here to glass this other basin, kind of where I was yesterday stalking those bucks. So wish me luck. Hopefully I can see something for this evening. I have a nice 4-point. He's the buck that someone actually wounded earlier this year, and I'm trying to race to get above him because he's kind of in a perfect spot. Whew. Gotta climb like 1,500 feet of elevation, but I think I'm more than halfway done. Just gotta get up here, get on the backside, drop the pack, and then slowly crest over the top and see if he's still here. He's a good buck, so I'd be happy with him. Another buck within range. He was about 60 yards in that little clip, and I don't know, I was kind of wanting to shoot him, but I think the wind ended up getting me, or at least they were on edge, so didn't even get the chance. And then I tried cutting him off and it didn't work. I was way back over on that far peak, so now I'm slowly working up this freaking giant face. Nothing's new. I've done it so many times. I'm just tired, but we got 3 days. I think only 3 days left. More than halfway over, so we gotta try to make an opportunity count. That's why I stalked those bucks tonight, and I almost got it to work. So now we work and go to bed and do it in the morning. buck. That decent 4-point from yesterday run in front of me. They're cresting over this saddle right now. So right when all of them get over there, I'm gonna haul butt and side hill, see if I can cut them off. Yes. Thank you, buck. Thank you, buck. Freaky buck down. I can't believe how that happened. I was driving today to my glassing knob. This 4-point that I've been trying to hunt, that gave me a slip yesterday, and a few does and a little buck came running right in front of me at 40 yards. So I knew what they were kind of going to do. And as you can tell, there's this really big steep cliff thing. They were at the top of that, and I was probably 65 yards. And then I realized, like, oh crap, I can drop all this elevation, get to this old road, and then drop down right to where I am now. And the does started feeding right there, as you guys saw. And then the little is like a spike by 3, comes in beds freaking 10 yards from me, of course, right off this edge. And then a doe ends up pinning me because my leg went numb, and I was just trying my best to just slowly move my leg. I pulled back, everything blew. The other 4-point I knew was higher because he was last, ended up sitting right at 50 yards, and I just freaking smoked him. But I ended up running down while he was dying and made sure I put one in the heart just in case, because that's what I do. I hunt until they're dead. So I can't even talk. The coolest part is right there is a freaking road. That's wild. All this work in the backcountry stuff the last few days, and I end up killing this buck 100 yards off the road. Man, God is good. I just am so blessed to have the willpower to always grind. And like I always say, in the end of the day, if you work your ass off and you know personally you do it for yourself and you aren't successful, I'll be surprised, because that's all I do. I work my ass off. I'm honestly not the great archer. As you can tell, I've missed a few times. I am not a great bow hunter, but hard work over everything. So that being said, I'm just mind blown. That's crazy. Okay, we made it to the buck, but just look at this. Absolutely coated. That's the T2 G5 broadhead. It did the trick. I'll probably have to black and white this, but as you can tell, beyond grateful for this buck. Lots and lots of hours went into this hunt, and to finish it with a bang like this, so freaking awesome. That's why if you work hard, you'll get what you deserve. Even if that's nothing sometimes, but just work hard always. But just a beautiful 4-point. I've been seeing this buck since the first night out here, and he got me tempted already just because he's pretty. Like, obviously not the biggest, not the most mature, but just a beautiful buck to take. Especially it's my second to last day or third to last day, and people have started to show up. So, but yeah, I'm just beyond grateful. Another archery buck, another archery hunt in the books, solo. Man, I love it. This life is so good, only because I'm making it that way. Everyone can have a good life. Some of them, a lot of them just never make it that way. So there he is in some gorgeous country. As you guys have seen, I was hunting that next level. I think he was 185-ish buck that ended up getting killed, and he was my number one. So after that, I was just kind of searching, looking around, seeing if I could find some new bucks. Missed a few bucks this time. Screwed up some good stalks, but man, what an adventure. It's bittersweet that it's coming to an end because of how many days I've been out here just grinding solo. I love it, man, I love it. But yeah, we're just gonna enjoy this. Where I am right now, my truck is 100 yards down the hill. That's crazy, that never happens, but I'm happy that it is. So let's get this sucker cut up. Beyond blessed for this buck. Just a gorgeous deer, like gorgeous buck. Thank you, Mr. Buck. Yeah, let's get it cut up and just enjoy this moment, because like I've said in the past films, these moments need to come a lot more often, and hopefully this year, this is the start of a crazy year.
Please come now, I think I'm falling, holding on the wall, I think you're safe. It seems I found the road to nowhere, and I'm trying to escape. I am back when I heard thunder, but I'm down to one last breath, and with it let me say, hold me now. I'm 6 feet from the edge, and I'm thinking maybe 6 feet is so far down.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed this film. Not sure how it's going to turn out. There's a lot of action, so hopefully I can edit it well, tell the story. And if anything, I just hope this inspires you to get out on your own, test your limits by yourself, and just do some solo hunts, solo anything. Just do stuff alone. It really makes you realize that in the end of the day, as long as you're willing to work hard by yourself, alone, you know, you can make anything happen. So blessed, absolutely blessed. Got an absolute grinder of a hike, solid 150 yards. But comment below if you guys enjoyed this film. I love doing these for you, so we'll catch you guys on another one. There's still a lot of action this year. I think I have 5 other tags that I'm going to be grinding on, so I'll let you guys know how those go. Please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on another video. Got the first load, minus the one tenderloin. Still got to get it on the one side, but got a hind, front, back strap, and this is a first for me. 100, maybe 150 yards from the truck, straight to ice. Pretty wild. So let's take this first load, go back up to the top of there, and cut the rest up. But love it, man. I live for this stuff. Love it.